Why Lebanon made their pound worth 0.000666. Lebanon, of outstanding cultural and historical heritage, is facing one of its worst economic crises. Millions live in poverty and uncertainty due to the depreciation of the Lebanese pound, LBP. Lebanon's historical problems, financial crises, and causes must be examined to understand the pound's drop to $0.00066. Number 5. Historical context. How did a country once considered the Switzerland of the Middle East fall into one of the worst economic crises in modern history? The economic difficulties in Lebanon did not arise suddenly. For decades, the nation has encountered significant challenges, including civil war, 1975 to 1990, political instability, and the weight of regional conflicts. Notwithstanding these challenges, Lebanon's economy witnessed phases of expansion, especially during the 1990s, driven by its dynamic banking sector and tourism industry. In 1997, to stabilize the currency and enhance investor confidence, the Lebanese pound was pegged to the US dollar at an official rate of 1,507.5 Lebanese pounds to $1 US. Number 4. Onset of the financial crisis. Significant fissures in Lebanon's economic structure emerged in October 2019. Mass protests erupted nationwide, fueled by widespread frustration with government corruption, economic mismanagement, and an unpopular proposal to tax WhatsApp calls. These protests symbolized the public's loss of confidence in the ruling elite, who were seen as prioritizing personal gain over national interest. The protests initiated a financial crisis that quickly became uncontrollable. Lebanese banks, which had long been the backbone of the economy, began imposing capital controls, limiting withdrawals, and international transfers. This move, while intended to preserve dwindling foreign reserves, eroded public trust in the banking system. Ordinary citizens were suddenly unable to access their savings, and many watched helplessly as the value of their currency plummeted. Number 3. Devaluation of the Lebanese pound. What led the Lebanese pound to lose nearly all of its value on the black market? By 2020, the Lebanese pound began to lose its value rapidly on the black market. The official exchange rate remained fixed at 1,507.5 Lebanese pounds to $1 US. But the true market rate revealed a different situation. By mid-2020, the pound was trading at over 8,000 Lebanese pounds to $1 US on the parallel market, a stark indication of the economy's fragility. The central bank's reserves dwindled as it struggled to maintain the official peg. By January 2025, the pound's value had stabilized at approximately 0.000066 United States dollars, or around 15,000 Lebanese pounds to $1 United States dollar officially. Number 2. Factors contributing to the devaluation. Several interconnected factors have driven the Lebanese pound to its current state. Political instability. Lebanon's political system, based on a sectarian power-sharing arrangement, has long been a source of division and inefficiency. Frequent government changes, corruption, and a lack of effective governance have hindered meaningful economic reforms. Political paralysis has also prevented the country from securing consistent international assistance, further exacerbating the crisis. Public debt. Lebanon's public debt to GDP ratio is among the highest globally, exceeding 180% in recent years. Borrowing to finance government expenditures, including subsidies and public sector wages, largely fueled this unsustainable debt burden. Servicing this debt consumed a significant portion of government revenues, leaving little room for investment in critical areas such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. Banking sector collapse. Lebanon's banking sector, once considered a cornerstone of its economy, collapsed under the weight of the crisis. Banks had heavily invested in government debt, creating a dangerous cycle of dependency. The result was a loss of public trust and a near-total breakdown of the financial system. Decline in remittances. Lebanon has long relied on remittances from its diaspora to sustain its economy. These inflows, which once accounted for a significant portion of the country's foreign reserves, began to decline due to global economic downturns and regional instability. The reduction in remittances exacerbated Lebanon's foreign currency shortage, making it even harder to maintain the currency peg. Beirut port explosion. The devastating explosion at the port of Beirut in August 2020 caused massive infrastructural damage and economic losses estimated at $15 billion. The blast killed over 200 people, displaced thousands, and destroyed Lebanon's primary trade hub. The aftermath of this tragedy further strained an already fragile economy, disrupting trade and eroding public confidence in the government's ability to manage crises. Number 1. The current economic situation. Can international aid alone rescue Lebanon from its economic collapse, or is systemic reform the only solution? As of January 2025, the Lebanese pound has stabilized at its current value of 0.000066 United States dollars, or roughly 15,000 Lebanese pounds per $1 United States dollar on official markets. Several factors, including international assistance, economic reforms, and efforts to engage the Lebanese diaspora, have contributed to this stabilization. International assistance. Lebanon has received aid packages from international organizations such as the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the World Bank. However, these funds come with strict conditions, requiring the government to implement long overdue reforms. This includes tackling corruption, restructuring the banking sector, and promoting fiscal discipline. Economic reforms. Economic reforms. In response to the crisis, the Lebanese government has initiated several reforms. These include reducing subsidies, introducing new taxes, and attempting to restructure public debt. Despite facing resistance, these measures are a crucial step in tackling the underlying causes of the crisis. Diaspora engagement. The Lebanese diaspora remains a vital source of support for the country. Efforts to encourage investments and remittances from the diaspora have provided much-needed foreign currency, helping to stabilize the exchange rate to some extent. Conclusion. The devaluation of the Lebanese pound to 0.000066 USD is a stark reflection of the profound economic challenges facing Lebanon. While recent efforts to stabilize the economy have shown some promise, the road to recovery will be long and arduous. For Lebanon to emerge from this crisis, it must address its systemic issues with sustained political will and comprehensive reforms. Lebanon's currency crisis serves as a cautionary tale for other nations, highlighting the dangers of economic mismanagement, over-reliance on foreign currency inflows, and political inefficiency. Lebanon has the tools to rebuild. Whether its leaders can rise to the challenge and guide the nation toward a brighter future remains a question. Like, share, and subscribe for more.